Hi everybody, welcome back to Garden Obsessed. Today is the what tomato varieties am I growing in 2022 video. I made one last year and I liked the comments on it, what people had grown, what they wanted to try, ones I should try. So I thought we would do it again. Some of them are the same that I grew last year, some tried and true favorites, some new favorites, and some are completely new. So without further ado, let's get to it. So probably the easiest and smallest group is the paste tomatoes that I'm growing this year. So my absolute favorite is San Marzano. I grow them every year. I think this is probably at least the 5th or 6th year that I've grown them. They always do really well, and we make a lot of salsa, so these are always what I use for that. I'm also growing Roma VF. So these I have also grown before. I find them a little smaller than the San Marzanos, but they also are quite prolific, and I believe these are determinate. They are. So these aren't a vining tomato, so I'll be able to grow these even in containers if I wanted to. A new paste tomato that I'm going to try this year is Rio Grande. I've never tried it before. Hope you can see that. But I've tried Opalka and Amish paste in the past. They're larger paste tomatoes, and I've had cracking and blossom end rot issues with both, so I'm gonna give those a break for a while and stick to, mostly I'll be growing San Marzanos and a couple of the other two to see how I like the Rio Grande. So next is just red slicing tomatoes. Maybe we'll start with the ones that I've grown before. So bush beefsteak, I don't grow these, but I will start some of these. This is what my parents like to grow, so these will be for them. I grew German Johnson last year and really liked those. They were a quite large slicing tomato. And triple crop, or triple L crop, I grew those for the first time last year as well, and also really liked those. I'm also going to grow, I've grown Scotia tomatoes before, but I got these ones in the Canadian Seed Challenge last year, so I will grow more of these. These are also a determinate. I think the bush beefsteak are also a determinate tomato. Most of the ones that I'm growing are indeterminates. But I'll be able to put these in some smaller corners of the garden that maybe some of the vining crops wouldn't fit. The rest of these, I have 4, and I probably won't grow all of them, but these are the contenders for this year. I believe Bonnie Best and Abe Lincoln were on the list last year, but I either gave them away or the plants died or something, because I didn't actually end up growing any of these, even though I did start a few. So I may grow those this year. And then a couple of new ones that I got this year. One is Independence Day tomato, and I believe it's I can't remember if it's determinate or indeterminate, but I believe it's a fairly early variety, hence the name. Like, you'd have a ripe tomato by Independence Day. I mean, that's not going to happen for me here, but I thought I'd give that one a shot. And the other one is called Russian Saskatchewan tomato. So it was originally a Russian tomato that was brought over and grown by a family in Saskatchewan, and this is also said to be fairly early ripening. So that might be one that I give a try too. So next we have like colored slicing tomatoes, so any color that's not red. So I have here pink brandywine. So I didn't grow this one last year, but I have grown it in the past, and I do tend to like pink tomatoes for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. So I have grown this one and liked it in the past, so I thought I would grow that one again this year. 2 yellow tomatoes that we're going to grow are Kellogg's Breakfast and Dr. Weish's. So last year I grew both of these, and Jarrett really liked both of. I liked them too, but Jarrett finds a lot of the red tomatoes too acidic, so he really liked these yellow tomatoes. So we are growing both of those. Paul Robeson, I grew last year for the first time and loved it, so I think this will be on the must grow list every year. I had thought it was a red tomato last year, but it's actually, I think, considered a black tomato. And it was quite tasty. And German Pink, I actually received as part of the Canadian Seed Challenge last year as well, and grew it and really liked it. I knew I would. I like the big pink slicing tomatoes. So now we have a couple in contention that are new for this year. So one that I was super excited about was Pink Berkeley Tie-Dye. So I received this in a swap this year, and this is definitely going to be on the grow list. I can't wait to try this tomato. Most of the things that I've read about it, people love it. So that, I'm looking forward to that one. Another one kind of in that same category of a lot of people say a lot of good things about is white tomesol. So I don't have much experience growing white tomatoes other than I grew one last year, Great White Blues. That was a white tomato with purple shoulders, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I had a hard time telling when it was ripe. It seemed to stay firm for a really, really long time. But I'll give this one a try. It has high reviews from a lot of people. Another one that's interesting colors, and I'll throw pictures up of some of these tomatoes, not all of them. Some of them are just, they look the same as one another, but this one's quite interesting, Lucid Gem. So I thought maybe I would give this one a try. And the last one I have here is, I'm gonna mispronounce this, Wapsipinicon. I assume that's a place in the US. Peach. So I think it's kind of a peach color, and it has, I believe, a little fuzz on it as well. So I thought that would be very different and quite interesting to give a try. So we might try that one too. Next up is the cherry tomatoes, and we're pretty firm in what we like around here, but there is a new one this year. So Tasty Treat, this is a hybrid. This is Jared's favorite. It's your classic cherry red tomato. This will be on the list every year. Dancing with Smurfs is my dad's favorite. It's a red cherry with purple on it as well, so it's red and purple. This is his favorite, and we probably won't have it in our garden. I'm trying to cut back on the number of cherry tomatoes that we have, but I will definitely be growing a few of these for my dad. Sun Sugar is my favorite. It's kind of an open pollinated version of Sun Gold tomato. It's an orange cherry tomato, and it's quite sweet. I like that one. And a new one that we're trying this year is called Laura Lee or Lorelei. I believe it is also a classic red cherry, and where I received it from, they said it is very prolific. So we should be swimming in cherry tomatoes with that one. That's it for the classic tomatoes, but in addition to your standard tomatoes, I'm also going to try growing tomatillos for the first time. I've never tried growing them here, but I want to give them a try. I've had great success with ground cherries. I'm a little worried that I believe these are quite a long season to ripen, so I'm not sure how this is going to go, but it's going to be an experiment. We'll see how it goes. I really want to make salsa verde. And next up is I'm going to try 2 different types of ground cherries. We've got Aunt Molly's ground cherry and pineapple tomatillo. I have grown both of these in the past, but never at the same time. So I just want to see if there's a difference. And I'm not sure which one, but one of these pops up every year. It volunteers in the garden. So I want to make sure that the one I have popping up is the one that tastes the best. So we're going to find out this year which one is the best. So that is what I'm growing this year for tomatoes in my garden. I'd love for you to leave a comment down in the comment box and tell me what you're growing, what you have grown on my list before, what I haven't grown that I should be growing. Any tomato tips you have, I'm happy to hear them. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.